When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I went through a rap phase. Nothing wrong with the genre or anything, and I'm not trying to say rap or hip-hop is not music, which was a constant haggle between bands and rap artists in the 80s and 90s. Much respect to people who can freestyle for hours off the top of their heads, or folks that can roll lyrics off the tongue and meander words back and forth with ease. I've talked about my rap obsession before on other videos, and it basically started with Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. At some point, I branched out to other slightly more badass rap, like House of Pain, Naughty by Nature, and Cypress Hill. Although I memorized the lyrics to most of the songs, and can probably still make it through Ice Ice Baby and jump around without even trying, I didn't pay much attention to the lyrical content. Maybe more accurately, at 9 years old, I didn't really understand the lyrical content. Considering how big rap and hip-hop culture was in the 90s, it was definitely underrepresented in 90s video games. One place it was not underrepresented was Motown Records, a label founded by Berry Gordy Jr. in 1959. Motown was originally called Tamla Records, but changed their name in 1960 to better reflect the city they came from. Detroit was huge way back when for the manufacturing of automobiles, so Motortown or Motown seemed the perfect fit. Nonetheless, in 1994, Motown Records must have taken notice of the exponential growth the video game industry was experiencing, and I guess they wanted to play too. Motown Games was founded in 1994 with no specific day or month listed. If you had never heard about Motown Games, it's probably because it folded in 1996 after only 2 releases. The first game was called Baby Kids and was an adaptation of the 1992 animated film of the same name. The second was Rap Jam. When I first played Rap Jam, I was expecting, a rap game. Maybe something kinda similar to Parappa the Rapper, released for the Sony PlayStation in 1996. Parappa was kind of a primordial Guitar Hero or Rock Band concept, where the player mashed a pattern of button combinations on the controller to the beat of the music, with increasing complexity and speed of the patterns. But nope, Rap Jam is a basketball game. Not unlike NBA Jam, but definitely not as good. Rap Jam starts okay. There are some rad beats playing as the title screen appears to get y'all pumped up and stuff. I noticed the game is titled Volume 1. I'm not sure if they were planning on making a whole bunch of Rap Jam games, or maybe the title was to try to make the game feel more like a compilation album release to remind you it's not just a nerdy video game. Once past the title screens, you can choose between Championship, Challenge, or an option menu. Challenge is basically a sandbox mode where you can play as any team in any city. The options are actually kind of cool and unique. There are 3 language options: English, French, and Spanish, which was pretty rare in video games at the time. CPU level is a difficulty setting, and after is the game duration, and can be timed or first team past a certain amount of points. Half court or full court is just that. Player 1 mode is a bit of a mystery and can either be solo or spirit. I've tried the game multiple times in Champion and Challenge with Player 1 mode set both ways, and can't tell any difference whatsoever. If anyone knows what this actually does, please leave a comment. Finally, the buttons to jam can be toggled to either the Y button when you are running, or B and Y together. Once you have tailored the game to your exact specifications, you have the choice of playing as several different teams. Kind of the who's who of the Tommy Boy and Def Jam mid-90s roster. Naughty by Nature, Coolio, Queen Latifah, Yo-Yo, Public Enemy, House of Pain, Warren G, LL Cool J, and Onyx. Whoever you pick doesn't really seem to matter in terms of stats or moves, and all players play the same, as far as I can tell at least. Next, your position on the court and how many players you want to play with. It can be anything from 3-on-3 to 1-on-1. In the challenge mode, you can toggle the amount of players on the other team as well, so could do a 3-on-1 or 1-on-3 if that's what gets you jollies. The next screen allows you to choose what characters will be on your team. I'm guessing it was sloppy programming and not intentional, but no matter what team you picked, you are able to change the characters to any character in the game, even the stock players. You can also choose all the same player, which I strongly don't recommend, as it's hard enough to figure out which rapper you are controlling without all of them looking identical. A little ring or something around the player you're controlling, or an arrow above them, like other basketball games, would have been really helpful. Unless my rapper has the ball, I usually have no idea which one I'm controlling. There is an indication if your player is off the screen during gameplay, and after someone scores a point, the game reminds you who you are again. Otherwise, you're on your own. Again, I'm not sure if it's intentional, because you're playing street ball, which maybe has no rules, but the game doesn't seem to mind if you travel, double dribble, up and down, offside, goaltending, or any other rules usually associated with basketball. Hopefully you enjoyed the tasty jams during the select screen, because that's the last song you're going to hear for a while. That's right, during gameplay of Rap Jam, there is no music. I guess you can play a song on a stereo in the background or something if you want, or maybe they assumed that's what kids would do anyways, so didn't bother with the music. This is Rap Jam, not Silence Jam. It's kind of like making a Star Wars game that doesn't have the war part in it, and it's just the characters hanging out and ordering blue milk. Anyways, the game has 5 different cities and courts to shoot some hoops in: NYC, LA, Atlanta, Houston, and Chicago. There is a loop of various crowd noises, and every time someone scores a point, someone goes, "Yeah!" Except in NYC, where a car revs its engine. Chicago seems to be the only place that has unique sound effects that are kinda related to the topography. About every 7 seconds, there is a wind noise. Besides chatter from the captive crowd of about 12 people that showed up to watch world-famous rappers play b-ball, there is also dribbling noises, assorted grunts, and other basketball kind of sound effects somewhat similar to NBA Jam. To be fair, the title screen and select screen isn't the only music in the game. After you finish a b-ball game, there are a variety of hip-hop loops that play as the story is revealed between games. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you pick Championship, there is a bit of a story kinda stitched together to give a reason why you are in each city playing b-ball. Rap Jam starts in Chicago with the Motown Tournament. The winner will appear in a rap music video and get $500. I guess this was before Coolio went double platinum. Assuming you out-dribble the b-ballers and claim your 500 big ones, you advance to beautiful Houston, Texas for a basketball manufacturing tournament. The winner of this one will endorse a new line of basketballs called the Rap Jammers. The prize money is up to $20,000 and the privilege of signing the new basketball. But you gotta win 2 games this time around to claim your prize. The next city is Atlanta, which is one of the many southern states that have boiled peanuts at almost every gas station. Motown is holding a b-ball tournament there. The city, not the gas station. And the winners get to make a rap album. The album is already written and will be a concept album about street basketball and rap music. You just gotta win the games and spit out the lyrics to claim a cool $50,000. 3 games later, you're a bit richer and off to LA. A major studio is filming a movie about basketball players and rappers. I guess they want the real deal, because you gotta win the tournament to land the role. The prize money is a whopping 100,000 smackers. Another 3 games won, and you're off to the final city. NYC boasts a $1 million sponsorship with a tennis shoe company. I assume tennis shoe is a regional dialect term, as I know in some places in the States, any sneaker is called a tennis shoe, regardless of what sport you intend to play while wearing it. It wouldn't really make sense that some of the best rappers of the 90s are in NYC playing basketball to get their name on the foot of some tennis dude throwing down at Wimbledon, would it? But then again, I feel this game has a very loose grip on reality at best. The first team you gotta play in the Big Apple is called the Pro Team. They can jump freakishly high, and one of them looks like a child. The next game is against the Dream Gs. Visually, they don't really look the part of even a regular G, never mind a Dream G, but looks can be deceiving. The Dream Gs can also jump super high, and I swear at some points it looks like they were flying. If you were able to tolerate all that b-ball and come out on top, you are awarded a check for $1 million and bestowed the title of All that in a bag of chips. Rap Jam isn't completely unplayable. I mean, I've played worse games like Godzilla or Populous, where the object of the game isn't clear in the slightest, and you pretty much wander around wondering what to do. However, just because there are worse games doesn't mean this game isn't a piece of shit. The game feels very incomplete, and there was so much more they could have done with an NBA Jam clone like Rap Jam. In Championship mode, the game keeps giving you prize money. Why not have something to spend it on? Like unlock new moves, new characters, stats, players? Not having any music during gameplay is a glaring omission. My guess is either licensing deals never made it past the negotiations, or unrealistic expectations of the sounds an SNES could produce put the kibosh on that one. The 90s was a super competitive time for the video game industry. Maybe not as insane as today, where mobile games have turned virtually everyone into a gamer, but you didn't necessarily get to win just for showing up. It's cool Motown Records took a shot at trying to include hip-hop and African-American culture in video games, and it sucks it didn't turn out like they hoped. It's worth paying your respects at least once at some point to this game, and if you ever see Rap Jam in a flea market or used game store, it's worth having in your collection. Just put it between other failed basketball spin-offs, like Michael Jordan's Chaos in the Windy City and Shaq Fu. Gets the rebound. The rebound.